Okay guys, so I have a few new palettes I just got in the mail. I got the Carli Bybel palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I also got the new Anastasia Norvina palettes. I got volume 3 and volume 1 because volume 2 wasn't speaking to me. I kind of knew I'd never use volume 2, so I just got these two. So yeah, I think I'm going to use the Carli Bybel palette today, mostly because I want to do a bolder lip. So I'm probably going to stick to something a little bit more neutral. But this is what the palette looks like on the inside. I mean, on the outside, it just has the design on it with these like little 3D gems. And then on the back, it just shows the palette, what the palette looks like, and all that information. And then the front looks the same, and then the back is just white. It does come with a brush. I've never really used these brushes. I have the Jackie Aina one, but yeah, so this is the Carli Bybel palette. It's super pretty, super neutral. A lot of people are saying that they're really disappointed in this palette because OA and Jouer look the same. To me, they look nothing alike because Jouer is definitely like a navy, I would say like a navy blue, and OA looks like a black base blue with some glitters in it. I guess swatched they look a little bit similar, but OA definitely has some reflective glitters in it. So yeah, so I just went ahead and did this out of camera, and I primed my eyes with the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. So like I said, I want to keep this pretty simple since I'm going to try to do a very bold lip, or not very bold, but bolder lip. The first shade that I went in with is this color called, which one is it? Chai right here. It's just a warm brown. That's what I'm going to use as my transition shade today. And I'm going to take it on an M441 brush. So I'm just taking this in to my crease. In this palette, there's not very many like transition shades, at least for my skin tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into the third Norvina palette, and I'm going to take in one shade. You can obviously just use any shade that you have. I just wanted a step darker. So I'm going to go into this shade right here called B5. And I'm just going to take that on that same M441. Take this right into our crease. And now that we've done that, I'm gonna take a M433, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's just kind of a red, neutral transition shade, I guess you could say. It's not very dark. I just wanted to add a little bit more color before we went in with the darkest. Again, you can skip this if you want, or just go in with whatever you have at home. You obviously don't need these palettes to create this look because it's so natural. But I will be doing more looks with this Carli Bybel palette. And I obviously will do more looks with the Norvina ones. I'm going to go in with a different M433. And I'm going to go in with Bowie right here. I'm just going to go in like a V shape in my outer V. But we're going to, instead of just going in and putting it here, we're going to kind of bring it like diagonally just to create a little shape and bring it across our lash line. This will kind of elongate the eyes and just create a little illusion that your eyes are longer. So now that we have that, I'm not trying to make it too deep just yet. I'm going to go in with a R45. This is just an angled liner brush. It might even be an eyebrow brush, but I'm pretty sure it's for liner. So I'm gonna go back in with Bowie. You can obviously go a step darker, or you can even use gel or liquid liner, but since I wear mascara, like I've said many times, I just think that liquid liner overpowers my eyes and just makes me look like I have no eyelashes and just makes my eyes look a little bit smaller. So since I don't wear falsies, I like to just do a eyeshadow for a liner because I think it just looks a little bit more natural and almost just looks like your eyes are naturally that way, unless you look really close and like look at the eyeshadow liner. But yeah, so we're just gonna line our lash line. So I'm just taking a makeup wipe and my nail. We're gonna try this again and hopefully it goes a little bit better. But anyway, that is a nice little trick. If you've never done that before, I mean, if you've never heard of it or you have struggled with your wing liner, just make sure that you just use a makeup wipe. Don't do this if you already have your base on, obviously, but take a makeup wipe and just stick your finger in it and just kind of do it with your nail and just go right up against it. Obviously gently, don't like go crazy and rip off your eye. But anywho, so we're gonna go back in with the M433. I'm gonna take a little bit more Bowie and I'm almost just gonna blend or darken right there where the liner is. Just a little bit. The thing I did was I took Bare. This is just a beigey yellow lid shade. I guess that's how you would describe it. You could even use that for your under eyes and just brighten up your under eyes with it, because this is honestly a really pigmented shade. I was shocked when I used it on the other eye. So I'm just blending it out with my finger a little bit just so it's not like super bright. I'm just gonna apply a little mascara off camera. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I went ahead and picked this up when I went to Walmart and I haven't used this in forever and I forgot how much I love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my face. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face. I'm just gonna use the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. My face feels super dry today. Where I live, it already is getting like colder, so my face is feeling a little dehydrated. And as you know, I love this primer. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 120. I feel like I haven't used this in a while, so I wanted to use it. I forgot to wet my sponge. Okay, well I'm just gonna use a brush to blend this out today, I guess, because I forgot to grab or wet my sponge. Anyway, and this is the Morphe M439. Okay, so I went and wet my sponge, so I'm just going to go ahead and go over this just to make sure there's no brush strokes or anything like that, and just to blend it in a little bit more. So then I'm going to be using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Wear Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. I'm just going to use a little bit of this. This is super thick, so you don't need a lot. I kind of feel like this concealer dries fast, so I'm not going to let it set or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in. By the way, I am using the Real Techniques sponge, if you were wondering. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set. I'm just gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder like I always use. I'm gonna go in with the M501. This is, I think, a highlighting brush, but I like to use it to set my under eyes because, like I've said before, it's not very dense, so it's not gonna take up any of the coverage. It's just gonna set. And I am going in with light pressure. And I'm just going to push the rest of this in with a separate Real Techniques sponge. I have one for powder and one for liquid. So foundation, concealer, I don't really cream contour or anything like that, but that too. So we're just pushing this into the skin. So for bronzer, I'm going to use the Jouer Sunlit Suntan Light to Medium Bronzer Duo. And I'm just going to mix these two just to bronze up the face. One's a little bit darker and one's just a little bit lighter. And to contour, I got something new. So I got the NYX Face Sculpting palette in the shade Fair. You get a highlight, a under eye powder, and a contour palette. And a contour powder. I was watching Brianna Fox, I think that's who said this. And she was saying how the contour and the brightening shade are dupes for her Makeup Forever powders. I've never tried the Makeup Forever powders, but I've always wanted to, and if someone says there's a dupe, I want to try it. So yeah, I'm going to contour with this today. I'm just going to use my same brush. This is the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill J05. When you contour your face, you want to make sure you start at the top of your, almost like if you're going into your hairline or the top of your ear, and just work your way down. I try not to bring my contour too far down because then I think it can get a little too structured, almost like a little skeletonish. Yeah, that definitely contoured. I actually really like this. It's cool, but not too cool. And it definitely has some pigment. Yeah, I really like this powder, and I'm pretty sure this was only like $11. I think the Makeup Forever powders are $20 maybe. More expensive than this, that's all I know. So yeah, I'm really loving the contour palette. I'm going to use the brightening a little bit later after we bake and all that. So yeah, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bake. So I'm just going to use that same Maybelline Fit Me powder and bake underneath of my eyes. So while we bake, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of eyeshadow underneath the eyes. I'm not going to do anything too crazy, but just a little bit. So I'm probably just going to take Chai and Bowie and just take those underneath the lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and dust off some of the powder on my nose just so we can start contouring it. We'll take a little bit of this shade. I don't want to go with too much again. I'm just going to start at my eyebrow and work my way down. And almost blend it a little bit into my eyeshadow just so it looks a little bit more natural. I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, but I'm going to go ahead and dust off the bake. I'm just going to push that in a little bit. I am going to blend these lines out, so don't worry. Even though I'm a little bit worried. But anyway, so I'm going to dust this off lightly after we pushed it in just to make sure there is no leftover powder. And then I'm going to go back in with my foundation sponge. And I'm just going to go over the nose contour. And we're just going to push that in. I don't really nose contour to actually shape my nose. I mostly do it just so I can have a little bit of color on the middle of my face. And it's not just everywhere else. Go ahead and spray my face. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last Matte Setting Spray. And I'm just going to push this in with my Real Technique sponge. I don't think I'm going to highlight my face. I'm just not in the mood to highlight my face today, but I am going to highlight my nose. So I'm just going to use the shade in this palette. I'm going to highlight my nose and my inner corner. Sometimes instead of actually using a highlighter to a highlighter to highlight my nose. What the heck? I will take a little bit of baking powder or a powder like this and put it onto my nose so that it can be almost like a matte highlight for it, because if you contour your nose, I do think that highlighting kind of does make it look a little bit nicer. Anywho, so yeah, that actually was a pretty pigmented highlight. I'm going to go ahead and use some Lush, the Anastasia Blush Trio in Peachy Love. And I'm going to go in with this orange shade and this neutral orange shade on a E4. Okay, and then last thing that I'm going to do for the face is I'm going to take a little bit of this brightening powder. I just want to try it out. I feel like I can never find a powder that will actually brighten up my face because I'm so fair. So if this will do it, I'll be super happy. We're going to blend this into the blush. Again, I'm taking this on a M501. Does it look brighter? I don't know. I don't feel like I see that much of a difference. Maybe it looks like a little bit brighter. I don't feel like it looks that much brighter. But this would be a really nice powder to set underneath your eyes if you don't like to use loose powder or you don't like to bake. This would be a really pretty powder for that because it's a very soft and finely milled powder. I'm just going to blend over the blush a little. Spray my face one more time with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And apply a little bit more mascara, just get any powder that might have fell into our lashes. And we're going to just put a little bit on our lower lash line. Okay guys, so I just got my lip color. You can obviously do a nude with this if you want, or really any color that you want. It's such a neutral eye, but I'm going to go in with a dark red. So first I'm going to start off with MAC Half Red and just align my lips. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to go with Colourpop Rouge. It's either Rouge or something or another. This is just a super dark vampy. I have this swatched right here, and then this is just the color's Brick. So okay, so as you can see, I messed up a little bit, and I just kind of want to clean it up a little. So what I always do, no matter what, even if I did absolutely perfection that day, which is like usually never happens, I just take a M410. I use this to clean up my lips and my eyebrows. Just almost like a flat definer brush, but it's a little bit longer. And so I'm just going to use this to clean this up. Okay guys, so that is the end of this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to do some more looks with the Carli Bybel palette, maybe a more dramatic look, and then use the Norvina palettes that I have. I also want to film with the Jackie Aina palette. I've tried so many times to film with it, but I feel like every time I either hate the look or have problems recording. So yeah, I definitely want to do some more eyeshadow looks with the newer palettes that came out from ABH. If you guys enjoyed this video, I really love how it turned out. I think it looks so pretty and vampy and fall, yet natural, because you can switch this out as everyday makeup look, at least for me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!